everybody. It's the Esau Gorilla, aka Vince. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about American baseball. It's a lot of my students talk about this because they don't quite understand American baseball, which is fine. But the problem with that is there's so many of our slang, idiom, some of our verbiage, some of the just basic vocabulary comes from this great American sport. It is called America's pastime. A quick thing about the items that we use in baseball. Baseball, very easy, called the horse hide. Baseball glove, fits on your hand. The object is to catch the ball. And the last thing is baseball bat. So this is the object is to hit the ball. So I'm going to start with a couple idioms or slang from actually throwing the baseball. Okay? Now, the first word we're going to talk about is a screwball. If you describe somebody as a screwball, they're a little bit crazy, maybe a little bit loco. Now, it comes from the term baseball because the pitcher's object, his motivation is not allow the batter to hit. So he's gonna adjust how he throws the ball. He's gonna make the ball move. He does this by where he puts his fingers on the ball, the release, the twist of the wrist. But anyway, a screwball for a pitcher is a ball that actually moves away from the batter. The other one we're going to talk about using the baseball and throwing it is curve. If I say to you, wow, she really threw me a curve, I wasn't expecting it, it just means something that was just not expected. Once again, in baseball, the pitcher is not throwing the ball straight because if he does, the batter is going to probably hit a home run. Home run. This is the best thing you can do in baseball. For my soccer folks, it's like scoring a goal. Same thing. It's huge. It's what you're trying to do. It's hitting the ball over the fence or hitting the ball where the fielders can't get it in time for you to go around the bases and score. So that idiom is extremely common. Hitting a home run means I was successful. How'd the interview go? Hit a home run. Okay? Also, you hear the term batting 1,000. Well, the baseball players are assigned a batting average. It goes on how many hits you get for at bats. So batting 1,000 simply means you get a hit every time, which is actually impossible in baseball. Very positive idiom. Okay? Now, one more. Okay, now that was the great thing, hitting a home run, batting 1,000. Let's talk about the bad thing in baseball. The object of in baseball is to, hit the baseball with the bat. When you are the batter, you are allowed 3 strikes. If you miss the ball 3 times, you are called out on strikes. This is a very negative idiom. For example, I can say, well, how'd you do in the interview? I struck out. Well, obviously, that's going to be a very bad thing, okay? A couple other things I want to talk about baseball, and I brought a couple props here. I think maybe the most common idiom is getting a rain check, and we're going to use it everyday life. If you go to your local store and they're out of something, you might go up to the desk and you might say, excuse me, you're out of this item, and they'll give you a rain check. If you ask me to go to lunch tomorrow and I'm saying, you know what, I'm not sure I can go. I would love to go to lunch with you, but I can't go tomorrow, so could we get a rain check? Which simply means, can we go at a later date? Now, this comes from American baseball. Don't know how well you can see this, but this is actually a rain check. And let me explain what happens. American baseball cannot be played in the rain. They simply won't play it in the rain. But if you purchase a ticket, and it rains, well, they have to do something for you. So they simply give you something called a rain check, which means you can go back at a different day. So that's really common. I think rain check, striking out, and hitting a home run are probably 3 of the most common idioms that we use when it comes to baseball. Okay? Now, another one I want to talk about a little bit is out in left field. This is very interesting to me, and I actually researched it. You have to understand American culture and an icon in America to really understand this idiom. But first of all, let me explain what it means. It means out of left field means it was totally unexpected or something that maybe wasn't something that you really wanted to happen. Now, I'm going to show you a baseball card. This is a baseball card of a man named Babe Ruth. This man is an icon in American history. He transcends sports. Everybody who grew up in America pretty much knows who Babe Ruth was, okay? In fact, during World War II, the Japanese soldiers, to really irritate the American soldiers, would say they would charge and they would scream, "To hell with Babe Ruth." So Babe Ruth was pretty darn famous. The thing was, Babe Ruth played right field. So when you went to the game and you wanted to sit behind Babe, the first thing you did was quickly go get a ticket for the right field bleachers, which mean the seats in the outfield. If you were late, you were stuck in left field. So therefore, that means that you weren't behind Babe, and it wasn't quite as advantageous because you wanted to sit behind Babe Ruth. Okay, just a couple more. Touching base. Let's talk about the bases. The bases, there are 3 bases in baseball. First, second, third, and then you want to get home. When you get home, you score a run. So touching base with somebody just means to contact them. I would say to you, listen, I'll touch base with you Friday about that project. Covering all your bases, this idiom means to make sure everything is taken care of. Be sure to cover all your bases before you make the presentation. Okay, just a couple more and then we'll call it a day on these idioms. The one thing that people might want to say to you is, would you mind pinch hitting for me tomorrow? Or would you mind going to bat for me tomorrow? Well, let me explain where that comes from. Well, first of all, that's explain what I would be asking you if I did ask you that. If I ask you to pinch hit for me, that means would you work for me or would you teach for me? The same thing with going to bat for me. Where does this come from? It comes from in baseball, some batters are better than other batters. So the manager has the right to remove a batter and pinch hit for him. In other words, have another batter hit for that batter. So I think we've covered most of the common idioms and slang. One more, playing hardball. This is called a hardball. If you hear somebody say, "Oh, he's really playing hardball," it means he's really, really, really serious. Well, that's all the idioms and slang I have today. I am going to bring my producer, director, and my video person in 1 second. His name is Hayden, and he's my helper with these videos, and here's Hayden right here. And Hayden has actually taught me something new. You know, he's a gamer and he does videos.
Yeah.
And he taught me this thing called Easter egg. And of course, I know what an Easter egg is. It's something you hunt for at Easter time. However, new slang for the Esau gorilla, Easter egg is something in a movie or video that is wrong. Something that's different, something that shouldn't be there. So we are going to challenge you to figure out what the Easter egg is in this video. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any idioms that you would like the Esau gorilla to talk about in his next video. Thank you again.
Bye.